this be the turning of the market? Are we slowly going to edge to a more of a bullish environment or not? So it's been a long time since I've done any sort of reviews within this chart on Bitcoin. I literally stepped out because, well, I've been here before and I know how the bull and bear markets work. So right now it is only the first true sign, in my view, that the weekly is looking to set in some low levels and potentially offer some sort of, be it short-term bounce or just a few bounces. So currently on the weekly with the DBSI, which is a indicator of purchase, getting a whopping 24. So the 24 would suggest that the next candle is also going to be a positive candle. So if that is the case, and I will go through some other scenarios in a moment that back that scenario up as well, some of them right in front of us. If that is the case, I guess in the very short term we'll be looking at like a 26,500. If we can break the 26,500, then obviously we'll be looking for potentially back up to that 30,000 again, but we're a long way off from that. And first off, we really need to sort of steady around that 26,000 mark. But you can see the histogram is looking like it's going to go into green territory for the first time in a good few months. And also we've got the MACD literally just about to cross over the signal on the weekly, so again another confirmation that the 24 is likely to push forward with the standard outcome, and that would be an increase in price from this point on. And then you have these stochastics again, they're crossing up over the signal. However, it may not be the first time that this happens. Generally, after such a drop, you would expect it to maybe bounce around here for a little while before it does that. So, again, interesting times. And also the other one I like to make note of is the money flow index, which again very similar to the stochastics in a way that I'm not sure if this is going to be the final run upwards. Most probably it's going to be a little bit of a move around this lower 20 level before it makes its way back up to possibly some of these resistance levels here, the 50 mark. This is my take. It's certainly not financial advice. It's where I may look to certainly start to pay a little bit more attention to the market than I have of late. I'm not so much into the shorting of the market at the moment. I'm okay. So let's go back in time to 5 days. 5 days, it's a very similar pattern, arriving on the DBSI and the histogram for the 5 day. So it is more likely that the weekly will go into a more positive territory at the end of that close. The weekly close will be in 5 days from now. 5 days from now, and if we go through the times, we'll just have a look at where things are. On the 4-day, you can see the money flow is turning up nicely, and so is the MACD doing a little bit of, again, crossing over, kind of looking most probably maybe it's going to set in some level here on this chart on the 4-day. And 3 days, again, looking quite positive really in most aspects. Everything's on the up, bouncing off of the lower levels of the 2080. Kind of looking positive. It is a little bit across the top levels on the BBWP, which is a new one that I've found recently. Again, the 2 days sort of looking a bit, maybe a little bit like it's getting overextended there, or at least reaching an extended level, so maybe we may see some sort of leveling off along this higher levels. Maybe we'll get another run to 24, 25 weekly. Daily pushing up, money flows pushing up really nice, quite strong. It's been doing that on a couple of occasions, and again, quite positive territory. MACD is pushing forward quite a bit, so there's more room for movement in that one. 12-hour looks like it's most probably gonna steady off. Yep, 8-hour, again maybe a little bit of a reprieve, but the money flows up quite nicely. 4-hour, okay, 4 hours passing at 14. It's got 2 hours to go. Flow and VWAP crossed up. 3 hours looking reasonably good. It's hard to say. You may get that like sideways action before another run up, because the weekly does look very good. The 3 weekly. Let's do 2 weekly first. So the 2 weekly, again, is quite strong. Whether the daily can bring that. Perhaps if we have a little bit of a reprieve over the next few days or over the weekend, we may well get this sort of run up again next week. The daily's kind of looking like it's steadying off. The 2-day looks like it's keeping on. 12-hour looks like it's most probably cooling a little bit. It's the higher time frames that are quite interesting for me at the moment, based on a 5-day, which is a 25, and a 3-day, which is a 19. So it's a safer bet that we've got long-term movement up. I'm still not putting my money in just yet. It would be best to wait until there's a little bit more confirming indications from some of these charts. Yeah, but it's certainly an interesting time, whether this is the pump or we go on until that, until that September sort of time. Traditionally in crypto, I think September's been a interesting month. We've had a few interesting months in September, so never know. But what with all the other stuff going on in the world at the moment, not sure how that little plan's going to plan out for the crypto markets. Anyway, that's my little 5 cents worth of the weekly chart. Looking quite positive. It might not be a bad time to start paying a little bit more attention to this chart. looks nice on the weekly chart. Most probably it's got green on the market side for B. 25 probably, but fantastic. 2 weekly, that looks like it's just going to bounce. Yeah, bounce. If it's going to rebound, it'll bounce off of there a few times before it rebounds. Boom, 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 and then boom, boom. Anyway, that's my 5 cents on that one. So for the 2 weekly or the weekly on Ethereum, if you look at where it got to last time in the bear market, I think the last price was seen at Ethereum was like $126, roughly around there. So, yeah, maybe around $113, $115. So it's pretty much retained 160 for breaking. 160, so it's pretty much retained at the bottom of that there. Still retained 470% above, currently above its last bear market low. So still up 470% for most people that would have got in back in February of sort of turn of the year in 2020. But again, on the weekly, it's passing at 25, so Ethereum, I'm not quite sure on Ethereum's going to do it yet, but it's positive signs. I've seen 25s for a long time. Now it's just a case of what the media can do to manipulate the market in their benefit so that it works in their best interest. Regardless of what the data says, you have to pay attention to the external factors of reality, and that is the manipulation of events in the global market, which have indeed affected all of the trading opportunities. But again, just my 5 cents worth, and I will leave it there for now.